Hi, everyone. I am, as you know, every week we're doing this, and I'm just saying I'm going to add you onto our Instagram streaming because we do this. We have to do it now on the separate platforms. Last week we tried doing the all platforms at the same time, and it wasn't working out. So now we're faulting back to this format, and we have two screens in front of us, each of us. So I have you guys on Instagram on my phone, and then we have Facebook and YouTube on our computer over here. Hi, Julian.
Hello, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How about you? How's this day, this rainy day going for you?
Amazing. Anytime we can get rain, I don't care. I love it. So I'm enjoying this change of pace we've had this year.
I know, right? So, okay, so many things to talk about, Julian, that I don't even know where to start. And are you hearing an echo on my end?
Um, yeah, so I've muted it on my Instagram here so that maybe it reduces our echo.
Yes, I think so. I just want to make sure so everybody that is watching us can get a clear sound as we have very important information, guys. It's a lot, there's a lot of information on the internet, and not all the time is that correct information. So we just want to make sure that we are doing our best to pass this on to you. So tell me what are you seeing in this market, Julian? Tell me what kind of
Yeah,
questions are you getting on the lending side?
yeah. So affordability is the talk of the town. Obviously, interest rates have risen uh, dramatically since the beginning of this year. And so there's a lot of folks that are unsure, uncertain, and not sure again how to proceed or if it's a good market, a bad market, indifferent. And so I guess maybe you can answer that from a real estate agent perspective is, what makes this a good or bad time to buy? What's your opinion?
Well, I'll tell you my opinion, right? And what I'm hearing is consumers, buyers more so, are very scared about interest rates. They don't know if this is going to be coming down. But I guess on my end of things, and what I keep mentioning is right now we have a big opportunity on the buy side because unlike a few months ago where we were seeing 21 offers on a particular listing, now it's more of, one, if they're getting one, homes are staying on the market longer. That gives us more negotiating power. So certainly competition is gone. That's what interest rates did, is the competition is out because not every buyer can buy. And we have more negotiating power with the sellers, and we'll go into that, right? So that's where opportunity lies. And I want to talk to you buyers that are out there just sitting on the sidelines. Right now is a great moment uh, within that aspect, right? Because we just have a lot of other ways in.
Yeah, 100%. Last year was kind of like driving a car without using the brakes. It was full speed, full steam ahead, and it was ironic. I was getting my tires changed last week, and the tire tech asked me, is it a good time to buy? And I said, would you buy a car without driving? He said, no, absolutely not. And I said, that's kind of what it was like last year. You didn't get a chance to really like inspect the home, request for repairs. And I said, if you got a chance to inspect it, would you buy it even though you couldn't, ask for them to fix anything? The same question, the same answer, absolutely not. So that's what I ended up explaining to him is that that's why, in my opinion, it's a good market to buy because we can negotiate on the price, we can negotiate on the tariff, we can get the seller to pay for closing costs, we can get the seller to buy down your rate. It's more of a normal market. So, and then their strategy, which we're going to kind of get back into today, as to how we can create affordability in this market, and help you achieve your goals.
For sure. So the biggest topic out there currently is interest rates. And we see on social media a lot of 2-1 buy down programs. But I feel that there is a lot of information yet to be said on how they work. And ultimately, how does this benefit me as the buyer, right? Because it sounds great if I could buy down this rate, but what does that entail? Because, like we're mentioning, if you can get into a home with little to no money down, really, why not take advantage of this and go for it? So, can you elaborate a little bit more on what this program does? And I know you'll go into an actual scenario so we can break it down a little bit further for our viewers and they can understand how this works and how it benefits them directly. But can you give us like a description of what this program does for a buyer?
Yeah, absolutely. So, like you said, there's a lot of talk about, you might see on Facebook or Instagram, sellers motivated, they're willing to give X amount, you see $10,000, $5,000 towards closing costs. And so, as a buyer in today's market, again, like you said, how does that translate to savings for me? And so, what we want to do is explain what it is, and then I'll show you how it works. So, in a recent transaction, you can negotiate for the seller to give you credit towards your closing costs. Now, it is up to you and your lender to determine what is the best way to use those closing costs. So, in this environment, most commonly, the best way is to reduce your interest rate or buy down your interest rate. So you can depending on how we negotiate the contract, determine how much you can buy down your interest rate. So there are two types of buy down. There is a temporary buy down, and there is a permanent buy down. And there's also a way to kind of marry the two together. And it all depends on your particular set of circumstances, your credit, income, and assets, which will kind of guide us into how we should structure your finances. And I think that's what's most important in this market is that we do have an opportunity to structure this and get strategic and go to the market with it. So
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this real quick, and I'm sorry to interrupt. As you know, guys, I get questions in my head, and I have to, go for them. So before I lose my train of thought. So first of all, I think maybe it's more of a disclosure. Not everybody, or is it a question? I guess not every lender has this program, do they?
No, not every lender is able to offer it. And not every loan officer is familiar with how to structure it. There are high cost and predatory lending laws, which is the reason why certain lenders can do it. And then there's certain guidelines that if you're not well versed in it, understand how to structure it on the purchase contract and also with your financing.
So in other words, what we're trying to say is you have to be very familiar with the professionals that you choose to work with because there has to be some experience involved as this can make or break a deal, like literally. On the lending side and on the real estate side, you have to have those people not only holding your hand, but also having that knowledge, because as you know, knowledge is power. And we really want to make sure that you are fulfilling that dream of homeownership, right?
Yeah.
So you mentioned that there's two types of buy down programs. You said a temporary and a permanent. So are we going to be discussing just one of them today, both of them? How are we going to be doing
Yes. So we're going to break down the temporary buy down today, and we'll perhaps go into the permanent buy down next week, and then also go further strategies in the following week and how we can tie them all together and show you really the power of these programs and how it can help create, affordable payment.
that?
So
Okay.
what I want to do is kind of share my screen. So let me click a few buttons here and show this presentation I created, because numbers, men lie, women lie, but numbers don't. I think, is that what they say?
Exactly what we say.
So I want to show this presentation.
How did you know that?
Just along in a different life, I learned that.
Okay. Don't ever forget that.
No, I won't. Learned the long and hard way.
Yes.
So I'm going to flip my screen here.
So remember, guys, we're having to do all these switches so you can see the screen, because Instagram won't allow us to stream at the same time through all the platforms. But we really want you to understand how the temporary buy down works and how this benefits you, like on the money saving part for you, right? Because I think it's very important. At least for me, I'm a visual person, so it always helps to see what those numbers do when Julian is tweaking them around, and how your monthly payment is affected by it, right? So I can see it on my end. So, again, anything and everything that we're doing right now, everything that is it's being recorded and it'll stay on the social media platforms. But if you go onto Facebook and YouTube, and once this live is done, we're gonna put it right below on the captions, the links to the other platforms. If you want to take a clearer or better look, you'll probably be better off on the other platforms to kind of go over it again.
Great. So with the temporary buy down, your interest rate is 2% lower for the first year, and then 1% lower for the second year, and then year 3 through 30, they'll achieve the market rate at the time you went under contract, they locked your rate at the time you close on your loan. So this scenario that we have in front of us is an illustration of how that looks. So column 1 here, where my mouse is pointing to, is financing today's environment. So if you were looking at a $500,000 sales price with 10% down.
Julian, let me interrupt for a second, because we're not streaming this on the other platform. So you need to do, there we go.
Okay.
Hold on. There's a hiccup here, so hold on. There we go. Perfect. Now we're ready. Sorry.
No worries. So like I was breaking down, $500,000 sales price at today's interest rate of 7.125% in the 30-year fixed mortgage. The monthly payments going to come out to just shy of $3,400. So again, we understand the challenges of today's market with affordability and where you are. It's either impacting how much you qualify for or the amount you can afford. So this buy down allows you to get the interest rate 2% lower in the first year, so we'll get you to 5.125%, and the monthly payment will be $2,818, and that's a monthly savings of $501 on your monthly payment. So after one, your payment will adjust to 6.125% scenario, and then monthly payment $3,102. You're still saving $297 compared to what your rate payment will be in that third year. So the reason why this is so powerful is that interest rates right now have increased. They're manufactured by the Federal Reserve. They're trying to get a hold of inflation, which is the reason why you're paying more at gas pumps, more at grocery stores, more at the restaurants, just more everywhere you go. And so historically speaking, whenever inflation goes up, the Federal Reserve increases interest rates to slow down that spending, and once that spending goes down, inflation goes down, and interest rates come down. So with all the economic data, we can go into this on more on a one-on-one basis. We anticipate interest rates to improve by Q2,
Q3 of next year.
And
so meaning,
yeah, what I'm going to get into is that when that happens and this payment becomes more affordable, that's a whole lot more buyers that re-enter the market, and that demand and competition comes back, and therefore we find ourselves in kind of a similarity to 21 and 20 with madness.
With the multiple offers and making us buyers agents work extra hard to get you into homes, which I'm all for it, because not everybody can purchase right now, even if they want to take advantage of everything that is to offer in this current market. But then, so the question about this temporary buy down that you're going through, I do want to make a comment. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. This only works if a seller contributes to buy down the rate, correct?
Correct. So we do have to negotiate a credit from the seller to fund this buy down. And in this scenario, $10,000 will help us achieve this buy down example. However, no, go ahead.
So on a side note, before I forget, a buyer does have to qualify for the loan on the higher interest rate, even though we're going to negotiate and they're going to end up buying down the rate, correct?
Correct. So that's one of the drawbacks with this temporary buy down, is that you do have to qualify at this higher payment. Obviously, we've kind of gone over the pros with it in terms of how it can create a more affordable home in the first year and second year. But ultimately, that is one of the drawbacks with this program.
Okay. So, just by looking at it, it just looks amazing, right? It looks amazing because the affordability right now and what buyers are having to go through and still wanting to own a home, it just, those payments are really high. So then what happens if we are able to use a program like this and say, okay, well, we're having now, say, on the first year, the interest rate of the 5.125, but now let's just say the rates dropped, like what you've been hearing on your end, that Q2, Q3 of next year, we might have, rate improvements. So what happens if now I can refinance? What happens to that money that was set aside to help me buy down my rate?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So that's one of the benefits or advantages to this program, is that the funds that are used to fund your buy down will get applied to your principal balance if you were to refinance, let's say, in 12 months. So it becomes a reduction towards your principal balance. So in a sense, in a roundabout way, the seller can be helping you save money on your monthly payment, and it can also be helping you pay down the amount you owe on your mortgage, depending on market conditions and timing. So it's not a user type of thing. You're gonna reap the benefits of it, whether that be your monthly payment or through a principal reduction.
As always, I can't stress it enough. We're talking to professionals like us that we do this on a day-to-day basis, full time. We're fully immersed in this, real estate industry, is going to help you get the best benefit out of anything that may be available, whether it's this program or any other programs. That's why we really like to talk about them, bring them to you, so you at least have options and you can start a conversation. It really doesn't cost a thing to talk to us. It's just a conversation. We can answer questions for you. And remember, hablamos español, so we can, doing so the Spanish is needed, we can go over all this in Spanish as well. This this type of programs, it helps you not only to buy down the interest rate, it helps with your monthly payment. We can get you some closing costs. So that's why I was mentioning earlier, you can get into owning a home with little to no money down, but it does really take an expert to negotiate on your behalf to get the most amount of money for you, right?
Yeah, 100%. This is surface level information that we're going over because it can be overwhelming. There's a lot to know, and that's why this market is such a great market, in my opinion. Is that you have time to strategize, to look over the numbers, be comfortable with them, and go out into the market and make offers, and be patient with what we get back. So and it's important that we work with the lender agent team that are synchronized in the sense that we know the numbers, we know the target, you know the numbers you target, and that takes the stress and anxiety of purchasing a home. Is you know your numbers, you know your team is solid, and they're negotiating on your behalf for the best possible deal. So
we're approaching year end, and do you know what that means for investors and builders? They're trying to close their numbers, guys. They're trying to, finish 2022, excuse me, as strong as possible. So there's even more negotiation. Holidays slow down the market. That's usual. It's typical. So right now, the sellers that are on the market selling their home, they're more eager to sell it. Right now, prior year end is when you could probably even get a better deal than what we've been looking at.
Yeah, sellers on the market right now are serious. They have a reason to sell. Typically you see a rise in inventory this time each and every year, and that is because more families don't want to move and take their kids out of school and start into a new district, and holidays are here and you have to deal with that. So like you mentioned, that's what makes this time and moment a great opportunity. That again, it all starts with conversation and an educational process, and if we can make it work, great. If not, there's plenty of on the market, and we can again be strategic with our plan.
This is awesome. This is great information. Thank you, Julian. So, we mentioned we'd be talking next week about permanent buy down program. That way you can kind of compare. Every situation is different. Again, this is the only intent of these lives is to just plant the seed so you can be a little bit more knowledgeable, and then just come talk to us and we can definitely guide you on your specific situation to see what makes sense for you.
Yeah, 100%. There's I had a home buyer reach out a couple of weeks ago and ask me that same question: what if I'm not comfortable with the temporary nature of that temporary buy down? And so again, as you can see, there's a lot of nuances that go into temporary buy down, and so next week we'll talk about the permanent buy down and how again that can create an affordable payment for you and the pros and cons that go along with it. And then we'll kind of again, there's a way to mesh the two together. So there's a lot of strategies, and we're here to educate. That's all. That's our main priority is to give you information by now, next month, a year from now. As long as you feel informed and educated, then I think we've done our job.
And as always, reach out. Let us know if you have any additional questions, anything that you want us to talk about. Our information is below. You have our numbers, you know our faces, and hopefully this has been helpful to you. And if you know of someone that is looking to buy or sell in this market and they can benefit from this information, maybe share it with them.
Awesome.
I appreciate your time, Julian. If you
No,
don't
thank
have
you.
anything else to add, I think we have concluded today's live streaming.
Nope. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next week.
See you next week. Have a wonderful day, guys.